All of a sudden I hear sounds coming from other areas. And then I remember, I don't even know if I checked to make sure I select the right microphone or any of that. I feel like I have not seen you all in forever. All right, let's see here. I've got the right microphone. I can hear you guys. Hello, if you're out there. Thank you for tuning in. This is Crypto News with Julie Kennis. I'm your host, Julie Kennis, and as always, this show is powered by the Gokhshtein News Network. Welcome into the chat. Blocky, how are you? Hello, Tyler. Welcome in. Black Hat Team, I see you. And Chipper, yes, YouTube was giving me a heck of a time. Yesterday, YouTube was giving me a heck of a time. I made a video. Okay. I don't really go out of my way to edit videos very often anymore, but I was like, this needs to be out there. People need to hear this. So I created a video. And then because of what I was talking about, the nature of what I was talking about, who I was talking about, all of a sudden, YouTube started acting like my account was like not valid anymore. And so it was not loading my home screen. I thought for sure it was the video. Now, I'm a little annoyed with the stats on the video because the completion rate is like 200% for the people that have watched it. But for whatever reason, the algorithm did not push it out. And I think it's potentially because of what I'm talking about in the piece. So I was talking about Epstein. I was talking about Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has a counsel. The lead chief legal officer had to step down because she was listed almost 10,000 times in the Epstein files. And so anyway, I did all of this research and pulled together all this info on this one particular story because I have not seen anybody talking about it. Hello, Loco. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hello, Danielle. So I created this piece and then the completion rate analytics on it looked good, but it was just did not go through. It just did not push it out. So I intentionally left the name Rothschild out, thinking that could be why. If I pin it all back to a particular like group and or entity, the Swiss bank. So, the chief legal counsel worked as an assistant to the chief counsel under the Clinton administration, and then was the chief counsel under Obama. And they basically, help guide them on what they can and can't do, what the laws and the rules that they have to adhere to in their position. Because a lot of people, when they do get into the White House, they don't know all the rules, what the can and can'ts. And so the person who sits there next to them and works with them in the White House it's kind of like their person. It's like the neck that turns the head, right? Can be the neck that turns the head. So anyway, but she stepped down from that position. So she stepped down from that position to go work with Epstein. And so in 2014, there was the exit from the White House, and then you start to see in the Epstein files. But just very early on, she's calling him Uncle Jeffrey. And he was like paying for her haircuts and, just the levels that there are. So then I went down a whole rabbit hole of just like the banking system as a whole, as we know it. The Rothschilds, they're kind of the banking system as a whole, as we know it. So I've been doing just relearning all of the history of that family and how they came into power, and how they held on to their wealth by marrying within the family to make sure that no outsiders were coming in to separate. And so, but essentially it all started as, the original was there to help the king. The king needed to give his wealth to someone to hold on to. And so he essentially, while he was holding on to all of his riches, he borrowed that money and he leveraged it, and then he gave it all back. Once the king needed all of his money back, he gave it all back. And so then, but he'd already made all of this money off of that money in the years that he had held on to the wealth that was just sitting there. And so, but he was, investing in different businesses, investing in railroads and the Industrial Revolution. And so, yeah, so the banking system as we know it now, it all just was the one family, and they branched off and lived in different areas. And so that's why they're spread out the way that they are, and that there's all these really just funky layers to it. So now that we have all of this coming out, and Epstein files are, forcing people out of positions that they had. So Goldman Sachs, they lost their chief legal counsel because of this. From working with Epstein, she was meeting with him up until the year he unalived himself. And then after he unalived himself, she went back into the private sector. Or I guess she was already in the private sector. But she stayed there at Goldman Sachs. And so she just recently stepped down. Goldman Sachs, they're like, bravo, thank you for your time. Thank you for everything. You were so amazing. So amazing. All of your contributions. They had nothing negative to say about this woman. They have nothing negative to say about this woman. But you look her up and she is just like this mystery figure. She was a mystery figure. Her parents, both mom and dad, worked for the government, and she lived in housing that was given to the government employees. So, her mom was like a nuclear researcher, and her dad was a computer engineer. Anyway, the whole piece is there. I don't know if I got shadow banned because of it. I don't know if that got just destroyed because of what I was talking about. But this particular figure, I tend to wonder what her origins are, since she is just a mystery. She's just a mystery, but she ended up working for Clinton and Obama and had all of these really powerful positions, and then, eventually left because she wanted to, go help private financing, private bankings. And so it's really how things are today. What is going on right now? Let's talk about it. So we have Clarity Act, stablecoin legislation. All of that is really just a backdoor, aka CBDC, into digitalizing the US dollar. I mean, we had Bitcoin at an all-time high before Trump took office, and then he takes office. And since then, crypto has just been run through the ringer. Really, all that's happened is institutions have come in. They drove up the price of crypto with ETF speculation. They were drafting it, accumulating while it was low in the bear market. And then guess what? The ETF goes live and it's all-time high. So everybody, retail, that can now buy crypto are buying in at all-time highs on their ETFs. They're down 50% from there. They're down at least 50% from there. And so they're all still now, right now, while it's low, while it's looking awful, all of this, mystery origins of Bitcoin ending up in the Epstein files is not looking good. It doesn't help. It does not help. It does not help the price of Bitcoin right now. Because now there's this soundbite that keeps coming out. If you knew who was really in charge of Bitcoin, if you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, it would go to zero tomorrow. Do we really believe that? I guess it now comes down to, last statistic I looked at was 20% of Bitcoin was being held by institutions. Well, only one single entity can hold 25%, right? Because of just how much Bitcoin is there, how much is available. So I think the price is being majorly manipulated right now. I think it's being majorly manipulated right now because they can decide what is being released in the Epstein files. They know what's coming out. They know it's been dumped in sections as they're blocking stuff out. So it's like being spoon-fed. That's why it seems like there's this constant Epstein files, you can't get away with it. Well, because there's so much there and they're spoon feeding it out. And then they're like throwing this other really weird news in there, like Savannah Guthrie's mom being stolen. I don't even know, you guys. Do you guys even believe that story? I don't even believe that story. Because Savannah Guthrie's husband is in the Epstein files. And then it comes out, Candace Owens is like reading this book from 2 years ago that Savannah Guthrie came out with. They used to play kidnapping in the family. That was like a fun little kidnapping game that they played. So that's weird. That's weird. Her husband's in the files and now her mom is missing. And yeah, that's weird. So, I think that some of that is all just smoke and mirrors. Look away. They do enough crazy stuff. Let's see, what are we not talking about? Well, we're not talking about the fact that we're on the brink of war with Iran. We're like on the brink. Really, we need to empower the Iranians to be free from the Islamic Republic that they're being held under. And I do believe that the U.S. they have said it themselves that they've done everything that they can, that they need the U.S. to kind of step in now. So that's what's coming. That's essentially, I feel like that's what is being overlooked right now is like the fact that like things in Iran are going to escalate very quickly. And what's going to happen if all of a sudden we're in another war? Bitcoin's going to go down. Bitcoin's going to go down. So, and government already knows what's happening. They're already there. They're all at Mar-a-Lago right now. And they are making decisions about the future of finance. In fact, I do have some stuff for us to pull up. I'm not just going to sit here and monologue the whole time. Hold on just a second. Let's go ahead and get right into the charts. Okay, I think I got it all up. Are we good? We good. Okay. All right. So I've got SWI up right now. SWI. So the reason I was pulling this up, one, I wanted to add it in here. Two, it's one that I have a holding on. I honestly, I'm going to tell you guys, the only reason I have a holding on it is because it was gifted to me and I've held on to it, but there's going to be a major unlock in, I think, end of February, start of March. So you're going to see this dump big time. So if you are in this, if you hold this, if you're in it, just know there's an unlock coming. And so, yeah, I just wanted to have that up there. But let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down. This is on the 1 hour chart. As you can see right now on the market cipher indicator, money flow is flowing out. Looks like we're going to continue here in a nice little downward trend, waiting for the green dot to print. Well, look who decided to join this stream. Me and Blocky were having a party without you. We were singing Kumbaya. Okay, yes, Blocky did say, honestly, 40 to 60K is my range where I step up and start buying because, Bitcoin will do every cycle. It can go lower. Can it go lower? Yeah, it can always go lower. But once we start to look down at the next level, from here, we're looking at like the 50K Bitcoin. I mean, even at the worst of the worst of pandemic lows, everything closed down. Bitcoin was at 9,000, bottomed out at 9,000. I don't think we will ever see 9,000 Bitcoin again. It's going to feel so much intense buy pressure as it starts to go down. Remember, we have Michael Saylor's average price, unless he's purchased more and brought it down. He's at like 74,000 is his average buy price. So right now he's technically upside down, but he's in long-term loans that aren't going to, you know, cause him to have any sort of a, what's it called? I'm blanking. I'm having a brain fart. Anyway, moving on to Ethereum. It's currently trading at 1900. It is down about 3% on the day. Solana is trading at $81.25. It is down just about 4% on the day. Chainlink is trading at $8.56. I feel like all this is about where it was last time I looked at it, guys. But it did have a slight pump up. I was saying to everybody on Fridays loves a bear trap. It loves a bear trap because it will look like it's positive. There will be money flow in, people getting paid. They DCA. The markets always look kind of good on a Friday. So, but here we are. We have moved back down. All right. And I was taking a look at Binance. Binance trading at $603. I saw CZ is there at World Liberty. Their conference there in Mar-a-Lago. You guys, I tried to get on the list. Okay, so taking a look, here's crypto bubbles. Looks like World Liberty, it did rally. It's kind of having a little bit of a pullback now, but it was up about 30% initially today, but it's up about 12% now. So I wonder sometimes if he has certain like side events. Trump could have certain side events. So if you hold X amount of World Liberty Finance, then, you know, you can have this private luncheon breakout session with the president, and then that will artificially drive the price up temporarily. So sometimes you see these things pump, but there's like a reason that it's pumping. And so sometimes it is the pay to play, which we will get into that a little later too, but it's the whole pay to play. So, it's a World Liberty Finance convention. Of course, I tried to get it. They didn't approve me. I checked my email like 3 times to see if they would approve me, but no. And so, you know, and I don't even know if I would have been approved, I would have like felt such immense pressure to hop a plane to be there. But I would have done it. All right, you guys, let me go ahead and remove that. Oh, why am I small? Oh, there I am. I'm big now. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into some breaking news. I think. Is it showing? Yeah. Am I unmuted now? I think I am unmuted. Okay, we're back. Did Joxie come in here and press mute on my ass? Am I still no sound? I hope I have sound now. Let me know. I think I have sound. Okay. Am I good? I think we're good. Okay. I got a green check mark. We're good. Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you, Blocky. Thank you all for spamming the chat. I should do that more often. I bet you it will push my show out so much more if I just talk on mute and you guys all just spam the chat. Oh, like, it's actually kind of smart. I should try that sometime. All right. Zora moves from Base to Solana. On-chain social platform and decentralized protocol Zora is making a decisive shift beyond its non-fungible token and creator roots with the launch of Attention Markets. So I guess we're changing the name from Predictive Markets to Attention Markets. But basically, where for one soul, you can go in and you can build these different narratives, whether it is something about hashtags, viral narratives, or even broader themes like an AI girlfriend. So kind of weird. I guess it's their stab at going after Polymarket, Kalshi, all of the everything. Am I still deaf? When dead, beginning of part. Is it deaf again? Is it muted? Oh, I am back. Damn, guys. Damn. Oh, good Lord, help me. Help me. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Just in the next generation of real world assets coming in, let's see, it says World Liberty Finance is partnering with Securitize and DAR Financial, or DAR Global, to bring institutional grade real world offerings or the ability to supported jurisdictions. So they're going to try this at the Trump International Hotel in the Maldives. So I don't know, you guys. What are they even doing out there? What are they even doing? So, what are they even doing? All right. So, that's what's going on there. Let's see. There was some other stuff out of there they were talking about, but I don't have it pulled up right now. And my brain is like 1,000 miles from there. So, moving on. This says financial giant with $3.5 trillion in assets to pilot the Trump-affiliated Wilfy stablecoin for tokenized funds. The financial giant with $3.5 trillion in assets is teamed up with World Liberty Finance to test the USD1 stablecoin for fund flows and tokenized assets. So more of what's going on at Mar-a-Lago right now, which we were not allowed to be at, but Apex Group, a global financial services provider overseeing more than $3.5 trillion in assets, is partnered with Wilfy, the crypto company affiliated with U.S. President Donald Trump, to pilot the use of stablecoin in traditional fund operations. The company announced at the World Liberty Forum at Mar-a-Lago on Wednesday. So the collaboration centers on Wilfy's USD1 stablecoin, aka not the CBDC, but Apex will test it as a payment rail for subscriptions, redemptions, and distributions across its tokenized fund ecosystem, it said in its press release. So Apex, which provides administrative and operational services to broad client base that includes hedge funds, pension funds, banks, family offices, and said that the goal is to improve settlement speed and reduce operational overhead institutional clients. So more of what's going on over there. So now I want to move on to this last article. So Peter Thiel, he's been popping up quite a bit lately. He was also listed in that piece that I did. It's a short, my last YouTube short that I posted. So he was all chummy with the girl. Is my sound still off? Is my sound still off? Good now? Okay. You guys. No, you guys are messing with me. Okay. Chipper, I don't know what's wrong with you. You're lagging. No, maybe he probably does. Sometimes when I'm in YouTube, like I'll think I'm live, but I've like paused and then it's actually much later. So we there. Okay. So Peter Thiel, He's been coming up a lot lately. In fact, there was the whole, this past week, you work for Peter Thiel. No, you work for Peter Thiel. I don't know. At this point, who doesn't work for Peter Thiel? In fact, Wireless, I don't know if you guys know who Wireless is, but she created an app. You can go to it and you can put in your X handle and it will tell you the probability that you are funded by Peter Thiel. So I was like, well, I'm interested. I wonder what it says. And it literally says 82% likely that I was funded by Peter Thiel. So, look, it's just going off of what we have posted on X, right? So, but he's starting to pop up quite a bit. And obviously his role in Palantir is something that's really debatable. I don't know. It's something that everybody is talking about a lot right now. And so now that we're seeing this shift away from Hollywood, there's a shift away from television programs. There's a shift away from like sitcoms. Like they're here on YouTube. They're getting their news decentralized. They're finding these different little niche things that they're into that aren't controlled narratives. And so now what we're starting to see is these narratives, and I have known this for a while, that the narratives have been funded. Narratives within crypto have been funded. And it's really easy to see. Usually you can tell because it's so poorly done. I'll wake up one morning and all of these different KOLs have posted almost copied and paste the same thing into their post. They don't even change the wording. It's so obvious when some of these people are paid off. But anyway, the new SEC filing shows Peter Thiel linked founders fund entities now own 0 ETHZilla shares after disclosing a 7.5% stake in 2025. So billionaire tech investor Peter Thiel's founder fund has fully exited Ether's treasury company ETHZilla, according to a Tuesday filing in the United States Securities Exchange Commission. Entities linked to Thiel now report owning 0 shares. So look, everybody's exiting. And again, it's like I believe one of the last things that Eric Trump posted before crypto really crashed was that it looked like a good time to buy ETH. You guys, ETH is probably going to go back to $900 very soon. Very soon. So, anyway, that's all of the real shenanigans I have for today, because I got to go pick up my daughter. We were supposed to go to Stanford today, and she said after missing a week, after her seizure and her knot on her head and being out of school with her black eye, she finally got back to school and she's like, please, Mom, I don't want to miss school again today after missing a whole week. So I have a call with Stanford right now. So I got to go get on the call, do all the things, but I will be back tomorrow with Joxie at 10 a.m. Pacific time for the Julie and Joxie show. I hope you guys will all tune in for that. I will be in a much better state. I won't be like at home with my not functioning laptop and trying to do it from my phone, and the sound is I was all out of whack last time. So anyway, we'll be back for the Julie and Joxie show tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I look forward to seeing you all there. Thanks for tuning in.